Spanberger of Virginia. She is a member of the House Intelligence Committee, a former CIA officer, and now a candidate for governor there. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us. The person who had the lowest favorability numbers on that list, J.D. Vance, just paid a visit to your state. The Trump campaign, at least when President Biden was atop the ticket, thought Virginia could even be in play. Publicly, they still insist that is the case. Give us your sense as to where things stand in your Commonwealth.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. And I've been out and about across my district and across the greater Commonwealth. And what I'm hearing on the ground is a lot of excitement about the future, excitement about the Harris candidacy, and excitement about taking affirmative steps forward to protect things like abortion rights, to ensure protections of our healthcare systems, to avoid ever coming close to enacting the dangerous and terrible policies that the Trump-Vance administration would push through Project 2025. And so I think that Virginians know what's at stake. We're going to get out to the polls, and we're going to vote here in the Commonwealth for Vice President Harris to become president. And the reality is that, with so many federal employees, we know what's at stake when it comes to the proposals, the detrimental proposals within Project 2025. Across Virginia, we are the last bastion of abortion access in the South. And so we know what's at stake when women's rights are under attack. And I think for so many of us who have heard Senator Vance's egregious statements related to access to abortion rights, certainly his egregious attacks on women who don't have children, the contrast is a clear one. And so we know what it was like under a Trump presidency, and we can go back there when our healthcare was under attack, pre-existing conditions, protections were under attack, or we can go forward where we have a presidential candidate with an affirmative vision, a strong record of getting things done, but an affirmative vision for protecting our rights and for enacting good policy moving into the future.
Congresswoman, I've been in a lot of discussions with former Richmond Mayor Dwight Jones about how even those that may have a different view on abortion as their personal choice feel that people should have the choice, but that they're fighting by this, which you talked about already, Project 2025. Talk about how the threat, even among those that may be more conservative, the threat they feel when they feel like we're going into an undemocratic states' rights kind of model that we thought was resolved in the Civil War, which really is where Project 2025 would bring us back to.
Absolutely. And on the issue of abortion, I'm a mother with 3 daughters, and recognizing that I had more rights in the event that, I had faced difficult pregnancies or my life had been endangered, as is the case with far too many women during the course of their pregnancy. The idea that women who are facing true healthcare risks, risk to their health and safety, risk to their pregnancy, are forced to go to other states. And, frankly, many are coming to Virginia to be able to have conversations with medical providers about their future, about their ability to, certainly continue a pregnancy that might have problems along the way, or to protect their fertility into the future. And when we look at this, 900-page roadmap that is Project 2025 for all of the ways that a Trump-Vance campaign and ultimately administration would degrade the very function of government. I mean, everything from taking the folks who work in the federal government, right? Experts, scientists, people who have devoted their lives to understanding agriculture across the country, right? Under USDA, the fact that they would take these public servants with significant expertise who work in nonpartisan roles and transfer those jobs to appointment positions, basically taking them out of that nonpartisan expertise realm and jeopardizing the livelihoods of thousands and thousands of Virginians. When we look at the fact that Project 2025 outlines in it the desire to just do away with the Department of Education, I think people across the political spectrum, and certainly I represent a toss-up district. I represent a lot of folks across the ideological spectrum, many of whom voted for me, many of whom did not. And I'm hearing a great nervousness, concern, confusion about what Project 2025 would do, because the upheaval is significant, and the plans in terms of how this roadmap would just change the very function of our government is clear to so many voters wherever they are across the political spectrum.
Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger of Virginia, candidate for governor there. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much.